Hello and welcome again to Not Fake News. Don't forget to share, subscribe, smash that like button. Here's something that you won't find on the mainstream media.
My name is Sergeant Rick Schiff. I'm an 11-year veteran of the San Francisco Police Department. I hold the department's highest Medal of Honor for bravery. That used to mean a lot more to me than it does now. What I'd like to talk to you about today is my now 7-year-old daughter. This is an identical twin. Her sister is now dead. Her sister, when she was 4 years old, Kristen, developed a highly malignant brain tumor that had spread throughout her spine and her brain. The doctors told us that we had really two options: take her home, let her die, or bring her in for massive dosages of chemo and radiation simultaneously. In either event, she was going to die. They were quite certain of that, and very quickly. Believing her only chance to be the standard route, we gave her the chemo and radiation. It burned her skull so bad she had second-degree burns and her hair never came back. To change her diapers, we had to wear rubber gloves because her urine was so toxic and it burned her. At the end of 6 months...
I wouldn't be able to say what this man is saying without being much more upset. I'm not saying that he's a bad guy. I'm just saying, I don't know why I thought of it, but I wouldn't be able to say these words without probably bursting out into tears. I don't know how he's doing it. He's amazing. But wait until you hear what he's about to say.
Months, miraculously, she survived the standard treatment, although there was a high expectation she wouldn't. She still had cancer. We were told, sorry, we've done everything we can. Now she's going to die, probably within a couple of months. My wife and I, choosing not to accept that, started reading. The first book I picked up, the third chapter, discussed Dr. Brzezinski. As you may guess, I have some expertise in fraud. In fact, I'm quite certain there are enough attorneys in the room that I could be vaudeered as an expert in fraud. And I conducted my own investigation. I have no doubt the man is not a fraud. I have no doubt that he does what he does out of earnest belief that his medicine works. And now you're in a position to judge for yourselves whether it works or not. But it's well established by the FDA that it's non-toxic. 18 months later, we took my daughter off the anti-neoplastin. She had not died. She had no signs of tumor. She remained free for 18 months of cancer. Within a month, the cancer was widespread in her brain. We put her back on Brzezinski's. By the way, at the objections of our doctors, for some reason felt that it had failed her. We put her back on. Within 9 weeks, the tumor was completely gone. She died last July of neurological necrosis. Her brain fell apart from the radiation. The autopsy showed that she was completely cancer-free. Out of 52 cases of that disease ever, no one died cancer-free, just Chrissy. So she didn't die of a terminal illness. She died of my inability to care for her properly, and she died from bad advice. She died because there's a government institution that disseminates false information and is not looking out for the welfare of the people. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I swore an oath 11 years ago, and I think most of us in this room swore it at one time or another, to uphold the Constitution. It says life right in the beginning.
Wow. So far, there's a lot of really interesting images. I'm going to let this play for a minute.
I'm proud to be English. My family have served and we've defended this country and been to war for this country.
I'm really patriotic about Bangladesh.
Well, I am 100% Islamic, yeah, definitely.
This is a Kurdish wedding with my mom in the traditional Kurdish clothes.
We're just proud black, so that's it.
Yeah, I think we are probably the best country in the world, if I'm honest.
Think about other countries and other nationalities in the world. Are there any that you don't feel you get on with well, or you won't like particularly?
Germany. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Germans.
You might think they're a little bit...
Particularly India and Pakistan, probably, because of the whole, the conflict.
Because I have this side of me that's like, that hates Turkish people. Not people, but the government. But French.
No. We're just best, it's just fact.
I'm more important than you. I don't know you, but in my opinion, I am strong and I am more important than a lot of people.
How would you feel about taking a journey based on your DNA.
I'm sorry.
Moses, why have
Okay.
you brought us here?
Okay, sorry, folks. The last 3 videos I did videos on, and so I figured if I keep going, there'd be good stuff on here. But all right, so that ended. You know what I want to do? Here it is. Here's the guy. This is it.
So I didn't get into this yesterday with
Enjoy.
my show.
This you'll like.
But this is a message to all the godless, leftist, anti-American media, politicians, thugs out there across this country. We're done with you. We're absolutely done with you. And here's why. So I am absolutely against racism. I'm against the KKK. I'm against white supremacists. I'm against all of it. But the sickness of leftism and liberalism to ignore the racism on the left. When we go out to events, I go out there and I expose the left and I go out to communicate a difference of opinion. And this is what happens. You get cut across your head. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, La Raza, the Brown Berets, all of these groups, the Democrat Party now, all of these groups are anti-American. They're hate groups. They're racist. So until you guys actually start calling out your own people, calling out the people that you actually support, George Soros supporting these guys, you guys are paying for these punks to go to events. Until you start calling these idiots out, I'm not going to listen to another word you say. Don Lemon, anybody on MSNBC, CNN, any of the mainstream media outlets, we're not going to listen to a single thing you said. In fact, it makes us love our President Trump even more. I like him more every single day because he pisses you off and because he's telling the truth. And you guys can't stand the truth. That's the problem with the left. You can't stand the truth. When I go to an event and I speak truth and I'm having a conversation with somebody and this happens, my blood shows up on a sign, that's evil. That's evil. But I don't hear a dang thing from you guys on that. All I hear is, oh, some white supremacists showed up. A few idiots wearing hoods and Nazi flags. Yeah, a few idiots. While the majority of Americans, 99% of Americans, are sickened by those guys, but they're also sickened by you, and we're done with you. So my message to you, to the mainstream media, to everybody who's out there acting, having this righteous indignation against our president, shut your freaking mouths. We're done with you. We are absolutely done with you. And every time you open your mouth, it makes us love our president even more. Every time you open your mouth, it makes us realize the liars that you are. So if you want to keep losing, the reason you're losing and we're winning is because your mouths are open and you're not listening. You're not listening to the people across this country who are sick and tired of a godless, anti-American, anti-family, leftist movement in this country that we see in our courts, in our media, in our schools. Every area of life we've seen encroachment, taking God out of schools, taking God out of our lives, just breaking up families, replacing fathers with government, replacing mothers and fathers with fathers and fathers and mothers. And we have the right to disagree with that. It's sin. We have the right to disagree with that. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. But you don't have the right to be violent. And that's what we're sick of, and that's what we're standing against. So all of you, again, all you people out there, and I'm sorry for the life that was lost. But honestly, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner, and I'm surprised it didn't happen at the hands of Antifa or Black Lives Matter or La Raza or any of these evil, leftist, godless groups. Because that's what they want. That's what these groups want. They want death. They want destruction. They want division. I don't want that. I want America. I support our country. I support our president. I support our Constitution. I support families. If you just got the hell out of our lives, and here's the thing that the left, Gavin Newsom and Jerry Brown and Kevin Leon in California and Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi and all you leftists, Chuck Schumer, all you morons out there, if you just got the hell out of our lives, we would just live our lives. You wouldn't even hear from us. If the government just got smaller, just got a little bit smaller, a lot smaller, just got smaller. Let us live our lives. Don't tell us if we can use grocery bags at the store. In California, we are so overregulated. It's not even funny. You guys care more about Delta Smelt, We're destroying, and we didn't get into this yesterday. And oh man, we're going to get into this. If you're an ag, and you grow the food in this valley that people live on across the country, thank you. God bless you. The left cares more about a tiny little fish than they care about the producers of the food that half the country eats. And that's a fact. Half the fruits and vegetables that are produced, that we eat in America, are produced in this valley. And these radical leftist environmentalists out of San Francisco are coming in here and trying to shut that down, and they've been doing it for years. That's just one example. While they've got their straw, and I'm going to do a video, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to do a video up at Hetch Hetchy. The hypocrisy of the left is unbelievable. They've got this beautiful, the second Yosemite Valley, guys, if you've never heard of it, Hetch Hetchy was the second Yosemite Valley. That's what John Muir used to call it, until it was dammed up, right? Why was it dammed up? And where does that water go? It goes to San Francisco with a couple big-ass straws that go right into it, bypassing the Tuolumne River, bypassing the same fish that the leftists say they want to protect. The hypocrisy of the left is unbelievable. And again, we're done with it. So the reason why you guys don't understand why the majority of Americans, and guys, stand up. If you're on the right, don't let these morons, these cowards make you afraid. You call me a racist, that's fine, because I know I'm not. And 99% of the conservatives across this country aren't. And you know what? The reason we don't listen to you is because we know the truth. And you speak lies. We're done with your lies. That's my message for you. Shut up or be honest. Shut up or be honest. We're done.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come.
Copyrights will wreck this video if I let that play. Okay, so yeah, I liked what he had to say. Pretty much what I'm thinking. Same exact thing. It's what I've been saying every day. I don't believe what's going on. I believe it's all set up, stage protests. I think Antifa was the first stage for the past 6 months to a year. Now they're bringing in the second stage, which is the right white supremacists. That's going to be the second stage. Third stage, martial law. Fourth stage, people rioting, getting angry with each other. Fifth stage, election comes up. They promise to fix things. Sixth stage, all the minorities that are for Antifa, go vote Democrat. That's what they want. And they make hundreds of millions of dollars while they are in power once they win the election. So yes, it's about money too. Well, it all is about money in the end. And this is ironic that you see this song. This was made back in the 80s, I think. You got about 100 different superstar singers singing this one song, We Are the World. Back then, when I was growing up, we were taught to unite and be nice to each other. And that's why America wasn't racist at all anymore, in my opinion. There wasn't any racism. At least you couldn't see any racism. Everyone was equal. And now, elitist, globalist Democrats on the left are trying to or light a fire that's been out for many years. Race baiting. Race. And that's it. So it all comes down to the votes, all comes down to the money that they want to make once they're in power. So, if you're a minority or a black person or a Spanish person or a white person on the left and you think that you're doing this for a good cause and that they don't want to help you. They just want your vote, and then they want to feed you to the wolves. As soon as they get your vote, man, they couldn't care if you died. Not one of them will skip dinner if you died right now. Well, actually they would, because you didn't vote yet. Sorry. But once you vote, you could croak right there at the voting booth, and they wouldn't even think twice. Oh, it was a nice guy, he voted for us. That's what they would say. Yeah. They would say something. They'd make use of your death. Say a beautiful person came and tried to do it, voted Democrat and died, but at least he got his last. And they'd make a huge story out of it. But they really don't care that you died. And to be honest, nobody really cares if you die. You're the only one who cares, right? Don't be a useful idiot. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones that make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
In either event, she was going to die. They were quite certain of that, and very quickly. Believing her only chance to be the standard route, we gave her the chemo and radiation. It burned her skull so bad she had second-degree burns and her hair never came back. To change her diapers, we had to wear rubber gloves because her urine was so toxic and it burned her. At the end of 6 months...
I wouldn't be able to say what this man is saying without being much more...
It does now. What I'd like to talk to you about today is my now 7-year-old daughter. This is an identical twin. Her sister is now dead. Her sister, when she was 4 years old, Kristen, developed a highly malignant brain tumor that had spread throughout her spine and her brain. The doctors told us that we had really two options: take her home, let her die, or bring her in for massive dosages of chemo and radiation simultaneously.
I'm not saying that he's a bad guy. I'm just saying I don't know why I thought of it, but I wouldn't be able to say these words without probably bursting out into tears. I don't know how he's doing it. He's amazing. But wait until you hear what he's about to say.
Months, miraculously, she survived the standard treatment, although there was a high expectation she wouldn't. She still had cancer. We were told, sorry, we've done everything we can. Now she's going to die, probably within a couple of months. My wife and I, choosing not to accept that, started reading. The first book I picked up, the 3rd chapter, discussed Dr. Brzezinski. As you may guess, I have some expertise in fraud. In fact, I'm quite certain there are enough attorneys in the room that I could be vordeered as an expert in fraud. And I conducted my own investigation. I have no doubt the man is not a fraud. I have no doubt.
Hello and welcome again to Not Fake News. Don't forget to share, subscribe, smash that like button. Here's something that you won't find on the mainstream media.
My name is Sergeant Rick Schiff. I'm an 11-year veteran of the San Francisco Police Department. I hold the department's highest Medal of Honor for bravery. That used to mean a lot more to me than